This is Jacob North, and this is my Brit Rest journey.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Big Wavy Boy Johnson here.
This is the professional Nathan Cruz.
Yo, this is man like Darius.
Hi, this is Tom Thelwell.
This is Benji.
This is the Asian sensation Kanji.
This is the Nightmare Fuel Hassan Malone.
This is Joe Rage, the Heavyweight Classic.
This is Mad Dog O'Doherty.
This is Tonga.
I'm the Breaker, Carl Kingsley.
This is the infamous Cameron Solis, and you're listening
to
Broken but Glorious.
Broken but Glorious.
To Broken but Glorious podcast, because like me, you are head to toe a pro.
Hello and welcome to my Brit Rest journey on bbgwrestling.com. I'm Chris Lappin. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by Jacob North. How are you doing this afternoon, Jacob?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, yeah. Been to the gym today.
Sorry?
I've been to the gym today. I've lost 10 pounds so far. So,
that's really good. That's really good.
I can't wait till the gym becomes easy. I've only been getting for 3 weeks. When I can do the cross trainer for 20 minutes without wanting to die after 15 minutes. But that's what you get from not going to the gym for years. So how's your 2022 been treating you?
It's been slow. I mean, obviously I've not had a match yet this year, so it's been for me it's been slow. It's been a little bit frustrating, but obviously it's hopefully picking up now that things are starting to fix.
Oh, amazing. So what did you do post-lockdown? How many matches before the injury?
I was getting a decent amount of matches. I'd have maybe one a week or one every couple of weeks. It was doing quite well. And sort of things were picking up with people coming back and getting back into the swing of things. And it was really good. And obviously the injury took away from that. But otherwise, it's been good. It's been like building back has been a really good experience. And obviously there's a lot of new people on the scene as well. There's been a lot of new matches with old people you've got before, and new people even kind of never seen before. It was a lot of fun for everything happened.
Yeah, I've loved the wrestling since it's been back. I don't think I've been to so many shows in my life. You certainly go Wrestle Island, so that'll be like 4 or 5 shows a year. But we start going Wrestle Island, TNT, Britannia, Mega Slam, All Stars, but just like everywhere. So I think the kids missed live wrestling so much during their 18 months, so just like, yeah, let's do everything. So I'm surprised I've never seen you live. You just never seem to be on any show I go to.
Yeah, no, I think I've been one or two of those shows, but it's sort of like, I don't know if maybe FutureShock and things around that are the more, I think I've been focusing around there. And weirdly, it's just, I think I've not quite broken into those sort of places properly yet. Obviously, hopefully in 2022 I'll get an opportunity to. But
you're creeping into Manchester, to the Merseyside area. Manchester, you've got Lancashire now. You're creeping into. So hopefully be able to see you soon in the near future. Yeah, so during lockdown, did you make any tweaks to your character or your moveset when you returned?
I was slowly trying to build things up and sort of, because I think adaptation's constantly needed. So straight off from when things came back, I sort of tried to refine it more from being a little bit less kind of how I was wrestling before and a little bit more based on like the technical side of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, did a lot of training with like Chris Ridgway and stuff because now he works at FutureShock. I did a lot of work on sort of the ground, sort of technical proficiency side of things. And really sort of try and make what I did quite a bit simpler, but yet look more effective at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just saying, I've heard lots of good things about having Chris there and having Sam there. They're so contrasting in their styles that it's brilliant to have them both as trainers.
Yeah, it's a really good place because that's it. You have Chris that has like that technical sort of aspect where he makes it look legitimate. And obviously with Sam, he's a big character. He's got that sort of side really nailed down. And also he knows a lot about, he's been here for 10, 15, 20 years. He's been around a long time. So he knows exactly what he's doing. And it really helps you sort of build both sides, not just obviously focus on one side. You have a really good like all-round training from it.
So 20th of March This is Wrestling Bad Intentions, your comeback match, number 1 contenders match against 2-Bit, Phil Michaels, Tom Thelwell. That's a tasty match.
Yeah, it's a really good match. I mean, I think I've faced each of them one-on-one before.
Yes.
Obviously, it's kind of like, it's not, most people might have got like an easy comeback match, but it's definitely not that. It's definitely one. It's obviously, it's number 1 contenders match, so it's high stakes. And then also, each one of them is 3 of the best, literally in the Northwest, if not further afield. And it's like, they're making themselves names everywhere, and it's a really big contest, especially, it's a big challenge for me as well to sort of prove that I've not, in 5 months, lost a step. Obviously, it's gonna take a couple of matches to sort of get back fully, but it's a really good way just sort of like bring myself back into it.
Yeah, and I don't think you can find 3 more different styles of opponents to come back against either.
No, that's true. It's not like I can plan for them all together, because obviously Phil's more technical, Tom's kind of got that hybrid style, and obviously Civic's very, very much that sort of like brawling sort of fighting style. So no matter what I do, someone's going to have something to counter it. So
Definitely.
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gutted I can't get to the show. It's still like, I'm busy with family stuff that day. I was like, the show looks amazing.
Yeah, it should be really good. I think not just my match, but the rest of the show does look really good as well.
You got this is Wrestling Championship match, Sonny Durson's Stocks versus Ethan Kelly. That should be great.
Yeah, it's really good. Obviously, Ethan's been doing really well, and like he's really grown. Obviously, ever since coming out of the Grizzled Vets Academy, so it's sort of, I think it's really good for him as well. And obviously, like, Sonny's one of the biggest names in the Northwest and probably should be in more places. So it's kind of as well, it's a sort of a match you probably won't see anywhere else, which is quite a unique thing to have.
Yeah, that's it. I'm loving how Ethan's progressed. It seems to have just blossomed since coming out of lockdown. It's just, everything he's done has been brilliant, I think. So,
yeah, he's really sort of like built himself, and he's only going to go up from this point.
He's only 18, isn't he? He's some stupid. He's only 18 or nearly 19 now. So I'm sure he was 17 when I interviewed him. So I'm sure he must have been, that must have been last May. So yeah, must be coming up to 19 probably now. So it's like,
it's still insane.
Yeah. But elsewhere on the show, Joey Hayes versus Isaac North, Synergy versus the Bad Lads, JJ Webb versus Martin Kirby, and Harley Hudson versus Lucy Sky has been announced so far. So brilliant show.
That's why it'd be a really good show.
Yeah, I'll say, I really want to go to the show, but it's just one day I've got family stuff I can't get out of. So,
that's not a shame.
FutureShock, another really exciting lineup announced so far. So 10th of April in Stockport Guildhall.
Yeah,
Theo Brown's.
We've got a lot of we've got a couple of big names there. Obviously, FutureShock constantly builds and builds and builds, so you always see like the next thing come in, and you always see the people. Because obviously, FutureShock's probably the place where you've seen most of the bigger names in the Northwest come through. Yeah. So obviously, I think going out well through the academy and stuff, it really has sort of like become a place where you are seeing big names and then people that will be big names. So it'd be a really good show.
Taylor Brown's been announced as appearing. I'm not sure if he's having a match or is he just making an appearance.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure either, but that's going to be exciting. Obviously, it's not every day you see D-Love around in Manchester. So.
Then you got Synergy versus the Models for the Tag Team Championship, and then Trainer versus Trainer and Sam Bailey versus Chris Ridgway. It's been announced as well. So.
Yeah, so it's a really good match. I think obviously we're waiting a long time to actually have that match. But I think it's been different people, and obviously it's been back and forth, and now we're finally going to see it. It's going to be really exciting to see, especially for everyone that's here or that is associated with FutureShock. It's really cool to see like both the people obviously that we've been trained by, that we see on a regular basis, just sort of have like a really, really good match. Yeah, that should be great.
I'll put ticket information for those shows in the description if anybody wants to get to any of these shows. So.
Howdy everyone, this is the Maestro Philip Michael and you're listening to BBG Wrestling.
This will give away your age, so who was your favourite wrestler growing up?
Triple H. It was always Triple H. It was just how he carried himself, and there was no one cooler than him at any point. People always have the favourites for different reasons, but it was always where it was his entrance, it was the water spitting, or it was just like all the lights and the leather jacket. It was just he personified what a wrestler was. So he was always my favourite.
Yeah, he's one of them wrestlers who's kind of like mastered the art of slightly reinventing yourself every so often, so you become fresh again. And he seems to know exactly when to do like a slight face turn, do the DX stuff again, but then it could be ultra serious, kill out Triple H again, not like within a month of each other. It's like,
he just had that sort of fluidity. It was sort of, because whether you could like enjoy him doing DX stuff where he was kind of a goofier, and then the next day he's coming back with a sledgehammer and defeating everyone left, right, and centre. It's just he never looked not a threat no matter what he was doing.
No. I'm just kind of disappointed he's kind of I think he's gone on a bit too long. He's kind of, cause I didn't really enjoy his match with Batista at WrestleMania. I wasn't a fan of that. And his DX versus the Brothers of Destruction in Saudi Arabia a couple of years ago, and his last title run against Roman Reigns was a bit, so
yeah.
So I kind of leave the memories alone type of thing. I loved you back in the day.
Yeah, it was always like nostalgic to see him, but yeah, it wasn't quite the same as like seeing him beating the Undertaker and things like that. So
it's what prompted you to do Undertake yourself and get to the ring.
It was kind of, I can't remember what it was, but I'd watched like some of Triple H's matches, and it was, I'd never been able to stay up to watch like full shows ever, and there was just one which was, it was Elimination Chamber, and Triple H, I think, beat the Undertaker in the end of the Elimination Chamber, and it was just sort of like a really cool moment as a fan.
Yes.
But for some reason, it meant that a couple of years down the line, it just sort of motivated me to go and somehow decide that I too could train in the Elimination Chamber one day. It just sort of gave me that idea for some reason, and ever since then, it was like, okay, I'm going to go and try this, and haven't really stopped since.
Yeah, because I think the first time I came aware of you was when I was researching for my interview with Isaiah Quinn, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came up as part of his House of Quinn? Can't remember the code. House of Isaiah?
Yeah, House of Isaiah, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, that was when I first came aware of you.
Yeah, because that was because that was at GPW in Wigan. That was obviously where I started out, and yeah, it was part of his stable, which was, that was the second part. My first debut match for the same promotion was with, a guy called, at the time he was called Sheikh Mohammed Khan, but he's better known as just Rizman Khan now at FutureShock.
Yeah.
And I was in like a blue singlet with sort of like a Roman style skirt.
Oh, okay.
And it was a very ill-conceived idea, but at the time it fit what was needed. So I had a really cheap sort of plasticky mask that looked strange, and I ended up debuting against Martin Kirby my first ever match, which was cool. It was a really cool way to have your first ever match.
Yeah.
I kind of won't remember the gimmick of what I was wearing, but the actual match itself was really good. Obviously, that was a really great way to get into it. It's not
available anywhere to view. So have you gone back and watched it?
I mean, hopefully it's not. Like, hopefully it's in history somewhere never to be seen. But.
So was Triple H who you wanted to like mold your style around when you started training? Or?
Yeah, it was always that sort of like aggressive, intense, brawling style.
Yeah.
It's like, I've used the Double A Spinebuster my whole career, based on obviously watching him and seeing him do it. So that's probably the one thing that I have in kind of like a tribute sense, obviously being my favourite wrestler, being the inspiration to wrestle, to adopt the Double A Spinebuster. I don't think there's been a time I've not actually used it, at least in most of my matches.
Yes. It's a beautiful move when it's done right as well.
Yeah, it's a really nice move, and I think when it's not overly done. Obviously, some people do it, but it's not like a super common move in a sense like this might be.
Definitely. So we talked about you as the blue character. Did you have an idea of a character when you started training? How did it evolve to what you are now?
So we had a couple, but the way we sort of worked was that at that time characters were the big focus. So we went through quite a few things. There was quite a few pictures and stuff thrown around. It was sort of, at one time, the GW had like a circus with a character called the Ringmaster. So at one point I was going to be some part of that. Then actually, because I came up training with Isaiah Quinn and Big Joe, we were going to do some sort of face trios thing at some point.
Oh, I never imagined Isaiah Quinn as a face.
Yeah,
it was so funny. But.
It was a really funny concept. Looking back now, it's really funny to think, obviously, how different we all are and where we've gone.
Yeah.
Like, what could have been had we been this sort of like, I think it was like it's like weird sort of like Power Rangers-esque face. and to be honest, at some point, like, it would be fun to pull it out of nowhere just for no reason other than just for the fun of it. But yeah, that was, they were sort of the pictures we had. And moving forward, it was sort of, to work, you had to have a character idea, or they would give you sort of an idea of the character. And it wasn't kind of till I'd done that sort of character work that I'd kind of gone away and worked other places first to sort of build an idea of what I was doing and get a feel for what I was doing.
You should do the Power Ranger idea for GPW's return show.
Definitely at some point I want to play it, yeah. Just bring it out and see everyone react and have no idea what's going on.
Especially how big Joe's become recently and like being on Progress and stuff to come back to let's be a Power Ranger. It's hilarious.
It would be a hilarious thing to see.
Yeah. Which colour would you pick?
I'm trying to remember what we I think we did have colours. I think it ended up that I was yellow. I think Joe was blue and Isaiah was red, if I think right. So we'd already figured that part out before it happened. But
yeah, my son used to make on one of the 2K games. He used to make Ninja Rangers as one of his groups and his creative wrestlers. There'd be like 10 of them, just the same wrestler, just all different colours. It's just like, I think he just got lazy of creative wrestling. So he's talked about your match with Martin Kirby. Looking forward, do you have like a wish list of wrestlers you want to wrestle maybe over the next year or so? Or?
Yeah, well, obviously being back now as well, I think Ridgey's definitely one that I want to challenge myself against. I want to get more into that sort of, obviously training on that style. Like Ridgeway is definitely someone I want to experience a match with and sort of get to learn from him in that sense. I think that'd be the number one. I'd say probably I'd say it's hard because there's so many people now that you look at and think, I've never wrestled yet and I do want to wrestle you. I think probably put on that list, I think Brady Phillips is one.
Yes, his name comes up a lot, yeah.
Yeah, someone like Jay Joshua, I've met him briefly, and
I can see that much.
We have a little bit of a, not complete similar style, but we have sort of a similar style. I think it'd be a very hard-hitting match. I think this year I kind of want to get to wrestle more sort of like not necessarily names, but sort of people I can challenge myself against this year and sort of really sort of try and build out of it and sort of take away the first 3 months that I've kind of lost.
Yeah. And
sort of really sort of build forward and challenge myself against these different people that obviously I've not had a chance to wrestle yet.
Definitely. So we did have the Speaking Out movement in 2 years ago nearly now. So how have you found BritWres different, or how the locker room's been different since you've got back?
I think it's been a lot different in terms of like before things happened, it was sort of things were a little bit. I don't think I never really experienced that much toxicity. I think some of the places I worked, I was quite lucky, but at the same time, you knew those sort of things were there. And I actually, because I'm still finishing university, I did a master's degree documentary actually on the Speaking Out movement.
Oh wow, so yeah. I've
kind of I've been quite in depth with it, and so I think a lot of the change in it has been. I think since it's been a lot better. I think
yes,
a lot of people feel a lot more respected, or there's a lot more. It feels a lot more professional, and people aren't as worried. And I think the best thing as well is obviously with the provisions now that like shows offer and like the clear sort of guidelines. I think it's really helped wrestling become a lot more legitimate, and people aren't seeing it anymore as much of that sort of like Carney-esque sort of
definitely
backstreet sort of thing that you might otherwise see, especially obviously with like Progress syndication on the network, and it's obviously like WWE's UK, which obviously has been a couple of years around, but has probably shown more since the Speaking Out movement ended. It's been a really good place, and I think it's become a lot better. There's been a lot more to see as well. I think it is kind of growing more, which is kind of strange to think, but obviously we did lose people because of it. It has grown and got better, and there's a lot more opportunity now than there ever has been.
Yeah, I think there's so much talent, not even just in the Northwest, it's all over the country. It's like when NXT UK came in and they took out seemed to rip out the whole main event of the whole country. But everybody just moved up a level and just filled the spaces. I think the same thing happened again. Just made more opportunities. People just moved up levels and just filled the spaces with the people who had to leave the.
Yeah, I think as well, people, like you said, like people stepped up. It's like and I think also like some people who maybe wouldn't have had the opportunities before are now getting them. And like they've really sort of taken them. It's like you look at a lot of the people who are on Progress now and they probably wouldn't have had the opportunity 2-3 years ago when other people were in those spots. And now you see those like names like that just blow up everywhere.
That's it, the first Progress show when it came back. I was like, I've interviewed most of these people years ago. like 2018, 2019. It was like a slight proud moment. So it's like how far they've come since. I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of them have worked as well. It's like they've worked and they've kind of been at that same level because they've not had that shot, and now they're getting the shot and they're taking it. It's like just looking like, I know there's a lot of people Progress, but obviously from where I have come from, it's like you've got obviously like the Scott Obermans, the Keenan Krishners, those sort of guys who I've known have been that good for a while because I got to train with them, I got to see them week in, week out of shows. And now it's really cool to sort of see them go and be on Progress and be in that space and know that they are more than worthy of being there. But now they're actually getting to see them there is a really cool moment.
Definitely. It doesn't seem to be like you have to be based down south to kind of get onto Progress now. But it seems to be a lot of the Northwest stars are filtering in. And it's like, oh yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it's really good to see.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching the last couple of shows on the network. So it's like,
This is 2-Bit, and you're listening to BBG Wrestling.
Right, so if you're a promoter for a day, promoting an event, so using wrestlers you've worked or trained with, wrestlers associated to you in some way, can I give you a match type? You tell me who you put in that match?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. And yeah, as it's your show, every match can be intergender, every match can be 3-way, 4-way, 5-way. There's no limits. If you want to throw a stupid stipulation onto a match, you can do whatever you want. It's your show.
Great.
Right, so who being your opening contest? Get the crowd excited.
Ooh, so I think in the opening contest, I'm gonna make it a 3-way.
Ooh, yeah.
Triple threat. I think I'd put Sam Bailey in there.
Ooh, yeah.
I think I'd put JJ Webb in there. And then I think I would put probably Sean Custom in there.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's sort of an interesting mix because obviously you've got the characters JJ and Sam, and then you've got more of like a sort of a different sort of feel. Putting Sean Custom in there, he's a little bit different to them, and it's sort of
he's definitely
obviously I don't think a match that you really like to see either. So it's obviously a lot different too.
Are we having a face Sam or are we having a heel Sam?
No, I think I'd play with heel Sam. I think face Sam's great, but I think like the heel, like especially like the recent like big money heel Sam.
Yes.
It's probably the favourite Sam I've ever seen. I think he really sells that well. It really is like such a well-rounded and well-built character that I can't put him face and not have him do that.
Yeah, I'm seeing him. He's teaming with JJ Webb on Sunday at TNT Ignition. So I can't wait for that match. It's against Cameron Salas and Roughneck in the main event.
That'd be really good to see.
Yeah. Roughneck's one of them guys I've heard a lot, and I've just never happened to be on the same show I've been at. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him live. And yeah, Cameron's one of the people I've followed his career for like 5 years, and I'm so happy he's finally won a title and stuff.
Yeah, he's one of those that's been working hard. He's one of those that I've seen over the years as well, just sort of grow and grow and grow. And obviously, when he got his shot, he's taken it. And
yeah,
just kept going.
What about a comedy-ish match?
Obviously I think he's growing into his own much more now as a serious sort of full wrestler.
Yeah.
So I think I can't not put Big Show in a comedy match.
Definitely.
His ability and timing with the comedy matches it's kind of just too good not to put him in that spot.
Definitely. Yeah, I used to see him at Wrestle Island when he was fuming with Matt Brooks, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, he always, I think he has like a bit of a dramatic background as well. So I think he knows how to play it the right way to get the result he wants. And I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad match when you know he's doing what he knows how to do. Yeah,
it was weird when I first saw him as a face. I was like, we can't sing Tiny Tiny Joe anymore. when he got actually in big during lockdown, I was like, no, you're ruining your gimmick. You meant to think that you're big, not that you're actually big. Alright, so who do you have him against?
I think comedy-wise, probably Mad Kurt.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I just think that if there's one person that could maybe out Comedy Joe, it's probably Kurt, and it would also be really funny to see just how that would go. Because I think even if the match didn't go well, I think it would still go well because of they'd make it work.
I'm just imagining him dabbing and then Joe's just constantly calling him a dweeb. Your women's title match?
Ooh, so I think I'd throw this into a 4-way. I think I'd have...
I was going to say, you'd have to throw a lot of women in this. You've lived on a lot of good cards with some great girls. So it's a lot of women. So.
I think I'd throw Tonga in there.
Yes.
Someone I've trained with I know very well. I'm good friends with her. Alexis Falcon are the two I have up here.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I'd go... Well, she's Amelia now, but obviously Millie McKenzie and Charlie Evans.
Wow. That's a match I really want to see.
Yeah, I think that'd be a really solid match. It'd be a really good hard-hitting match as well.
Yeah, particularly Tonga and Alexis have seemed to have flourished since post-lockdown.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it was just the confidence of being selected for Progress during that no fans era they had, but I don't know.
They've been amazing. To sort of like show themselves a bit. I think obviously they've sort of been given the ball and they've run with it. It's especially as well because of people from here as well. It's like it's more people from here. It's really cool to keep seeing that and keep seeing them keep developing and watching people that like you can be friends with as well. It's like personally, it's really nice to see those people succeeding.
Definitely. Yeah, and I love Tonga's Ultimate Diva character. And she'll shout at you for booing her. And you're like, you're the bad guy. I'm meant to be here, but she'll shout at you. It's like,
It's just felt that over years. It's like it's not like an overnight thing. She's been working on that for years and years. Yes. And it's like it's such a little bit of a part of her as well. It's sort of a very natural way for her just to bring herself out. And she's probably the one person I think I've seen develop most since lockdown. Yeah. It's sort of, she just kept developing, and she's just got bigger and bigger and bigger to a point now where she's literally nationally known, and it's just so good.
Yeah, I can't think she's got a match this weekend. TNT. She's been in a big feud with Jay Adams for the last couple of shows.
Yeah.
I can't think she's got a match. Oh, I'll have to have a look. But yeah, I love seeing her. They had the last man standing match the last time. Last woman standing match, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah, she powerbombed Jay Adams onto a load of chairs. Jay Adams powerbombed her onto a load of chairs, and I was like, oh, that's a great spot.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It doesn't sound nice.
So, what would be your mid-card title match?
Ooh,
Workhorse title.
Ooh, I think I'll put Scott Oberman in that one.
Yes.
Think I'd probably put Dynamite Lee in that.
Oh, yes. That'd be fun.
Just because I think he's someone that just keeps getting better and better. That Dynamite would be really fun to see.
Were you two developing like a bit of a tag team recently?
Yeah, so within FutureShock, we've been in a tag team for I think I've only missed one or two shows since being injured. But also before that, we were quite in a tag. I think our last match before, we lost the models in a tag team title match.
Yes.
It's been a very fun dynamic to have, actually. It's a lot different from the stuff that I've generally been doing. Mm-hmm. So it was really fun to sort of have that different thing where obviously working off of Lee and his very sort of like innocent energy. It's very different, especially because I pride on works like very much a heel in most places. Mm. It's a nice twist now having this sort of like almost guiding face character that's sort of got to try and drag him through.
Yes. He was one of my favourite interviews ever. He's so chatty, so nice. No, it was an audio.
You will just keep talking.
He works in a black pudding factory, but he's never eaten black pudding.
Yes.
He showed me all Star Wars tattoos. I was like, you do know this is an audio podcast. Nobody can actually see what you're showing.
That's such a leak.
Yeah, it was so fun. I think we spoke for like an hour and a half. I think it was such a fun time. Our hardcore Extreme Rules style match.
I think I'd put Cameron Sauce in that one.
Yes.
I think I didn't get a chance to see him do the hardcore match.
I've seen highlights of it and it looks.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's something that Cameron really wanted to do as well.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that I think would excite him to do. Who else did I put in? I think obviously it's a Booker's thing to do, but I think I'd put myself against Cam in there.
Yes.
purely because I think it's not something I think I'll ever make a career of, but I think a hardcore match is one that I really at some point want to have.
A lot of people I've interviewed say they want to do one death match in their career.
I think that's everyone's. It's just because you want to see you don't want to feel like that every day for the rest of your life.
No.
Just for one time, you'll deal with the broken glass and the and like the thumbtacks, just to see what it's like. And once you know how awful you feel the next day, you'll kind of just be like, yeah, I'm good that I know what that is, but now, yeah, I'm done with that. So, yeah, I think I can trust Cam as well, that I'm not going to die too much. I think, yeah, I'd want to have that match at some point.
Yeah, I don't get deathmatch wrestlers. I don't know why we're going to hit with glass and barbed wire and, no.
Yeah, no, it's not something, I think something there's 99% of wrestlers will ever want to make a career of, but obviously, I think it's the people think it's the experience, which is.
Yeah. So if Cam went under the ring and pulled out a bag, would you want it to be Lego or pins?
Ooh. I think I'd go with the Lego.
Yeah.
I think as much as that's gonna hurt, like
it's fair. It's whether you want a big bruise or you want to be pierced a lot.
Yeah, I think the hopefully less lack of blood from that would be a nice benefit to have.
Yeah, it's about 50-50 split. When I ask that question to people,
yeah, it's very interesting. It's not. Yeah, it's hard to think about because one's sharp and the other is just sort of painful. But
yeah, your tag team title match.
So I think this one for me, I think is a little bit easier. I'd go probably the Young Guns and Aussie Open.
Oh yes. I like them both.
I've got to work both the Young Guns and I got to train with Aussie Open quite a bit, so it's a nice sort of match to have, and obviously I know the styles. I think that obviously they've wrestled a couple of times already, but I think it's not a match you ever kind of get bored of seeing. So
yeah, I love both teams. You know, Aussie Open was one of the first wrestling t-shirts I ever bought. It's falling apart now, but I'm still determined I have to wear it. It's full of holes. It's like, well, I love it. So then it's your main event.
So I think first I'd put El Fantasma in there.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I think cause obviously before everything happened with like the movement and things, I got to train obviously down in Wolverhampton quite a bit. I got to train a lot of these people, so it's sort of I got to kind of experience a lot of how they wrestle. So that's still a surreal thing to see. Sort of a few years ago, I'm taking flips from people that you're now seeing on TV every week. It's kind of that never kind of gets old.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So I think I'd take El Fantasma. I'd put him against. I'm trying to think, who would I see? I'd probably put him against Sonna. I think.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't mind seeing that match. Obviously,
I like that.
Sonna's not a very flippy guy, but he's athletic. I think there could be a lot of things in that people probably have never seen before. It would be like a really good clash of styles and a really interesting contest.
Yeah, I'd really like to see that match. I think the whole card's great. I'd like to see it first.
Yeah, I mean, it's just lucky I've managed to meet quite a few people, but yeah, it's probably not one that'll ever get to happen for many reasons, but it's definitely interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, Uberman versus Dynamite Lee. I think that'll be an experience. And Mad Kurt versus Joe. Yeah, look at now, whoever. They both work for TNT, don't they? So.
Yeah, I mean, some of them might be possible. I mean, I wish I could word with some people just go for this.
Oh, that's a great show. So we've discussed This Is Wrestling and FutureShock. And is there anywhere else people see you in the near future?
While I'm coming back, they're the two that I'm kind of focusing on just while I recover.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as obviously, because I've still got to sort of get complete clearance and things like that. As soon as that's done, I'm gonna start to push out again and start to go back. Obviously, GPW come back open, and I've worked quite a few places, and hopefully I'll be able to get back into those and kind of rebuild a bit from sort of the time I've lost. So for now, it'll be focused around there, and obviously I was to break out again and sort of really build, because with the 5 months as well, I kind of feel like I want to focus as well on sort of evolving, sort of the Jacob North character and kind of get away from the normal, get the traditional sense of how I've worked it and try and find a little bit more and something a little bit new and fresh. So hopefully I can work on that and then push that out after I've sorted all that out.
Oh, amazing. So before we go, do you want to promote any social media or any merch stores you have?
Try and remember my own social media handles. My Twitter is at TDHJacobNorth.
Yes.
And Instagram is, I actually got to check, is Jacob North Pro.
Yes.
So that they're two I use, so they're what I self-focus on.
I really like your t-shirt. I was going to order it. I was going to order it and then I thought, I'm losing weight, so should I wait until I lose some weight? Or I might buy a Target t-shirt, so I might buy it in the medium and then go towards it. I love it. I love the N on the back looks really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Obviously, it's really useful having a move that I can milk for a lot of things.
Yeah, I'll put links in the description below the interview if anybody wants to follow you or buy a t-shirt. So I've really enjoyed speaking today. I'd love to have you on again in the future. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll go for that in the future.